babes, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, hello! Thank you so much for being here. My name is Evelina, but I'm also known as Ivy. I am a queer burlesque performer, and on my channel I share the glitter grind of being a full-time burlesque performer, and that is the glitter part of tea and glitter. And then I spill the tea on all things self-care, self-love, and self-awareness in my tea talks, like this one. As you can tell by the title of this video, today I want to talk about what you can do for your mental health when you can't afford a therapist. Therapy is amazing and can help in so many different ways, and I'm a huge proponent of therapy. I do go see a therapist and I do pay out of pocket, so I don't get to go as often as I want because I found a therapist who works for me and she doesn't take insurance, and that sucks, but that's okay because she's amazing. She has definitely helped me more than I ever thought possible. I didn't really think that I necessarily needed therapy, and then I went through a really bad situation and was not handling it well. Started going to therapy to help with that situation, and I have continued. But I also know that not everyone can pay out of pocket the way I do. I can barely pay out of pocket. It's rough. It's rough out here, guys. I've wanted to film this video for a long time because I think so many people make it seem so easy. Like, oh, go to therapy, as if it's like a super simple thing to do, when I know that therapy is actually not accessible to a lot of people. But that doesn't mean that you should give up before you even try. The thing about our mental health is that it is our responsibility. That sucks sometimes because there are days, especially bad days, where getting out of bed and just brushing your teeth may be all you can manage, let alone figuring out how to do something about your mental health. But I'm not here to tackle all of that today. I just want to share some healthy coping methods that you can do if you're looking for some tangible, doable, actionable things to help your mental health when you're trying to get your shit together and if you can't afford a therapist. Full disclaimer here, I just want to be completely transparent with you guys. I am not diagnosed with depression. I don't think that I struggle with depression. I'm not diagnosed with anything. What I'm going to be including in this video, some of these things are what I do, and some are what people who I care deeply about have shared with me that they do to help their mental health. Your mental health is not something that you fix one time and you're good for life. It is a daily practice, and that's okay. Your happiness is worth it. Okay. Enough of that, let's get chatting, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more tea talks like this one. Okay, so first up, you might actually be able to afford therapy. A lot of insurances do cover it. I recommend checking with your provider to see who is in your network and seeing what your payments would actually be. And then also a lot of insurances provide out-of-network benefits. Therapists who are out of your network can give you paperwork so you can get reimbursed, possibly by your insurance provider. Paperwork is probably in my top 10 things that I hate most in life, but if filling out some paperwork is going to help me with my mental health, I'll do it, and especially if it helps my wallet. There are a lot of therapists out there who do pro bono work or who offer sliding scales. I would suggest, if you're interested, shooting some emails out to some therapists in your area or giving them a call to see if they do offer anything like that. Also, some of your employers might offer like employee benefits, and counseling might be a part of that. So don't forget to check with your HR and see if they help you out with that, which would be really cool, and I wish all employers did that, but yours might, so. Okay, with all that being said, if therapy is genuinely not accessible to you, or honestly, even if it is and you do go to therapy, I'm going to share some other things that you can do to try to keep your mental health as stable as possible. First up, move your body. There are a zillion studies out there that show that exercise is the damn queen of helping with stress management and regulating your mental health. We all know that exercise releases chemicals into your brain like serotonin and endorphins, and those things help make you feel good. If you exercise regularly, it can legit reduce the symptoms of anxiety and depression. Even just going outside and taking a walk can do some good. I honestly haven't found anything else that works as well for me as exercise, and I know it works for me because when I'm not exercising regularly, your girl loses her shit. So, I think it's a really great thing, and you should consider it if you don't already. Another thing that is also talked about all the time about helping your mental health is journaling, and it's talked about so much because it works. There are so many different ways that you can journal, but the process of getting your thoughts and emotions that are just swirling around amorphously in your brain, getting them out, putting them on paper where you can see them, is one of the best ways to help understand what you're going through and deal with your shit. Journaling doesn't have to be pretty or uniform or grammatically correct or even make sense. It also doesn't need to be something that takes a lot of time or is done daily. I think journaling, the best way to do it is the best way that works for you. I know people who journal every day. I am not one of those people. For me, I journal in two different ways. One is that I'm sharing some stuff with you guys. One way I journal is that I write letters to people that I will never send. These letters can be angry, they can be sad, they can be whatever. It just helps me navigate complex emotions that I have toward people in my life. It helps me process whatever the fuck is going on between me and this person or whatever I feel, and it also helps prevent me from saying things that I'll regret without having fully processed what I was feeling. Also, sometimes I write letters and they literally are just like, "Dear so-and-so, you are so hot, I don't know how to handle it." The second way I journal is when I just don't know what I'm feeling or why I'm feeling a certain way. You know, some days it'll feel like there's a weight on my chest and I'm just like about to cry and I'm like, why? What is happening here? And if I can't like figure it out in my brain, then I take to my journal and I just start writing, and I kind of write like what I'm feeling, and then that helps me figure out why I'm feeling that way. At the end of the process, I can figure out what I can and can't control and what I can do to move forward. And journaling for me sometimes isn't just about like when I feel sad or upset. It's also about things that are going really well in my life and that I feel overwhelmingly happy about. Journaling doesn't have to be like a constant like negative stream of thought. Journaling and exercise are the two major things that I've found that really help me, and I know they help a lot of other people. They may seem basic, but figured I would share them. What I'm going to share next are some other things that can also be helpful. So I found that books, audiobooks, and podcasts have been extraordinarily helpful to me. There are a lot of really good books out there about mental health, and I know the concept or the genre of self-help books may sound a little cringy, but there is a lot to be said about teaching yourself techniques and learning how to self-soothe. Literally, sometimes just listening to an audiobook or a podcast about how to handle anxiety or depression or whatever helps me refocus my brain and stop this spiral of thoughts that happen inside. Podcasts on mindfulness and meditation are also really helpful, and I know words like meditation and mindfulness can sound cringy as well, but like literally just doing small meditations have helped me. Like in the morning when I wake up and I start feeling anxiety, the first thing I do is I say 3 things that I was grateful for from the day before and 3 things that I'm excited about for the day to come. It's really helped me because sometimes I'll wake up, a lot of times I'll wake up and just immediately feel like stress and anxiety and all that, but being able to say, okay, what am I grateful for, and think about it, and then what am I excited about, and then think about it, gets me like in a better place. And you can find a lot of these meditations and mindfulness podcasts on apps like Sanity and Self and Insight Timer. Podcast apps, things like that may sound cringy, but who cares if they help, right? Ooh, also, this is a really good one for people who have periods. Having a period tracker can be really helpful because you can track your daily moods and log any changes that have to do with hormones. I didn't even really think about this one before, but honestly, it's a really good idea because our hormones can be such bitches to us. So if we know where we're at in our cycle, we can realize what's going on, that it's our hormones, the world's not ending, it's just our fucking periods. Something else really good for your mental health is having pets or plants. I think that having pets and plants can really give you purpose and give you something that depends on you. I know some days I get out of bed because my cats need to be fed and I don't want them to suffer just because I don't want to get out of bed that day, you know? And also because they come into my room and paw my face until I get up. So that's another thing to keep you accountable. And the next few suggestions are literally just things to set yourself up to be in as good a place as possible for when the lows hit. I know that for a lot of people, when depression hits and when their mental health gets wonky, it's very hard to take care of themselves because the depression doesn't want them to take care of themselves. It wants them to not take care of themselves. So I think doing whatever you can to set yourself up to take care of yourself, even when you don't want to, is really valuable. First, eating well and drinking water and doing your best to stay away from processed foods seems so basic, but when your body feels like shit, your mind's probably going to feel like shit as well. On the days when you just feel like you don't have the energy to even make a sandwich, just grab the separate pieces of a sandwich and eat it. Get some ham, some lettuce, and like, if you don't want to put it all together, just eat them separately. But do whatever you can to make sure that you are feeding your body and staying hydrated. If you know that alcohol fucks with your mental health and makes it worse, do your best to stay out of situations where you'll feel pressured to drink. Of course, go out with your friends, have a good time, like you absolutely can and should be doing that. But know your limits and know how alcohol and drugs affect you. And finally, do what you can when you have the energy to make yourself feel good. Have nice shampoos and soaps that smell good so you'll be more inclined to shower. Wash your bedding when you have the energy to do so. Keep the blinds open. When you are struggling with your mental health or when your mental health is not doing so well, sitting in a dark room all day is not going to help. So open your blinds, let some light in. Unfollow people on social media who make you feel worse or who make you feel like shit or who make you compare yourself. You can even delete entire apps that suck your energy. What these little things come down to is basically giving yourself the best shot at having your mental health feel balanced and minimizing the things that fuck with it. Having a therapist is really amazing. I still advocate for it. I have an appointment with my therapist next week and I'm very excited about that because your girl has some things she needs to talk about and work through. I really want you guys and me and you and everyone to do whatever we can to set ourselves up for as much success as possible. We have a lot going against us. It's super tough out there. I just hope that this video maybe can help someone out there. I just hope you guys are doing all right, you know? Doing all right out there. Let's do what we can to maintain our mental health and our sense of stability. Leave me a comment down below if you have any other ideas or things that have really worked for you, things that like we may not have thought of or I may not have included in this video, or if any of these things actually really do help you. I'd love to hear about that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. I love you. Bye.